lovelies, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the next video. I hope you see something that you like, that you learn something that you want to try, or that you have questions that you would want to do the research and see if it's something you want to do. Alrighty, enjoy the video. Hello lovelies, how are you today? I'm in the lab and I'm about to do some multimedia on this t-shirt. Now, I got this t-shirt off of Etsy. It's 100% polyester and it's supposed to be sublimatable. Now, granted, because of the color, I wouldn't think that it would accept a colored sublimation print. However, it should accept black. So that's what we gonna do. So I have a piece of butcher paper in between. That is my design. Let me flip it over and let me get it centered and tape it off and see what we got here. Okay. Alrighty, let's see if that thing is straight. And it's looking straight. So let me tape it down. And then we will go from there. Alrighty, let's make sure. Move my parchment paper over so that it's covering the design. Okay. Alrighty, so it looks to be good. Looks like it's Cricut. Make an adjustment. Alrighty, that looks good. So I'm gonna take it over to the heat press. I got it set for 385 for 60 seconds. Okay, let me get it situated. Okay, let me get another piece of parchment paper for the top. And I said this was going to be multimedia. And what I'm going to do is outline it with some rhinestones. Alrighty, let's see if that comes out. I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, we are almost finished. And you can kind of tell if you have a good sublimation application because it will show more vividly through the parchment paper. But I like to let it sit there for a minute before I take off the paper so the gases can calm down and I hopefully won't experience any ghosting. So I'll bring you back when I take it over to the table to reveal. Okay, let's see what we got here. You gonna see it when I'm gonna see it, so we both gonna be pleasantly pleased. That came out good. That came out good. So what I want to do is put some rhinestones here and there, and maybe around the wings. Okay, so let me move this out the way. Leave that parchment paper in there because the ink will continue to bleed. Bring out my rhinestone template, and I'm just going to do this corner right here, so that's why I have it taped off so that no rhinestones will go in that area. Okay. And this might be too big, but I'll see when I place it on the shirt. I might shorten it that it's not that big of a design, because I just mainly want to accent it. Okay. That's looking good. So, I need to make 4 of these. But before I do all 4, I'm going to pick this one up, put it on the shirt, and see if it'll fit in that area. Some of my stones shifted on me. Okay. All right. Let me pick this up. That stone out of place. I had a couple of stones that shifted on me, and that's okay. All I had to do was push it with my thumb, and it'll pop right back in place. You'll hear a little pop. All right, let me go around, make sure everything is in place before I pick this tape up. Okay. Alrighty. Let me bring the shirt back over so that I can test this out before I do all 4 corners. See if this is too big or if I need to trim it down some. That is fine. So I'm going to roll with that. Oh, I can leave that just where it is. I don't even have to take it off. So I'm going to brushing the other 3. Place them all on. And then we're going to have our rhinestone portion. Now let's see if I can scoop this in my hand without them spilling all on the floor. That one right there. Seemed like one was missing right there. Did I forget to take a hole out? Nope, there isn't a hole in that spot. But it needs a stone right there. So I'm a... I don't... Nope. Seemed like I do see it right there. Get my X-Acto knife. Look like it's... Now I done lost it. Right there. Yep. At least I think so. There we go. I'm pulling on the wrong spot. So I'll have to add a stone. Seemed like one missing right there too. Let me see how that look. Yeah, that needs to be right there. So I need to add 2 stones on that other one. Let me see if it's a hole that I did not pull out. Nope. So I'm going to add that there. And hopefully it doesn't shift when I put the tape down. Yep, that looks better. So I have to remember to add 2 stones on that other one. I may add it after the fact, because sometimes when I pull up the tape and try to add a stone upside down, it don't work out right. Okay, no stones came loose except right here. And I can just push them in place, making sure that all these stones are in place. Okay. So I think I'll all right, let me set that transfer to the side. Okay, remember to add 2 stones up top. So I did mine with sublimation. You can do it with DTF, but remember that you cannot place rhinestones on top of DTF or HTV. It has to be touching the fabric or it'll eventually come off in the wash. Alrighty, let me get up close and personal. Alrighty. Alrighty, now I gotta find my pick tool. Get them rolled on the floor. Gotta get up close and personal. Missing the stone right there. Now see, I can add a stone underneath the transfer tape while it's still on the template. No problem, because you're just putting it in a hole and lay back down. But when I try to do it on the underside of the transfer tape of the transfer, I don't get it aligned properly. And sometimes I'll be pushing other stones out of place trying to get that one or two stones in place. Alrighty. Got one more to go. Okay. Alrighty, make sure. Oh, I almost forgot about my extra stone right about there. Move it down some. Okay, that looks about even. Making sure that every spot has a stone. Okay. That'll do it. Alrighty, let me clean my mess up. Then I can put this on the shirt. Alright, slow down because you're dropping rhinestones on the floor, making a mess. Let me get my shovel. My rhinestone shovel. Come on. Okay. Got my cleanup done. Move this one out the way. Bring the shirt back over. And let's see if I can get all of this aligned properly. Let's see if that, either I need to move that one out or this one further in. I think I'll move this one further in. About right there. And let's see. That looks about even. Alrighty, let's go down to the left corner. Okay, I need to get my ruler. From eyesight, they look even. I need to add 2 stones right there. Put this on the shirt. Okay. Now that looks to be about leveled. That looks pretty good. Now let me see if I can lay down these 2 stones without yeah, that wasn't too bad. Okay, hopefully my head wasn't in the way. Okay, that looks good. For some reason, this looks to be a little further out, and I think this one is shifted, like this one is crooked. It's higher up the top than on the side, or something like that. That's it. That is it. Okay, now I can press them down. Okay, make sure my butcher paper hasn't shifted, that it's still covering the underneath of the sublimation design. I'll try to go slow as not to make you dizzy. Okay, I could have changed my heat settings. Now I have to wait for the heat press to cool down. I could have did that while I was brushing in the rhinestones, but I forgot. I have to change it to 350 and from 60 seconds to 15 seconds. Okay. So while I'm waiting for that to... Okay, that is cool. Let me get another piece of parchment paper so that part of the exposed sublimation won't get on my heat press. Alrighty, put that on top. We at 375. We at 375. It needs to get down to 350. So I don't know if I'm going to put some rhinestone on the eagle wings. I'll make that decision once I look at the design when I finish with this part. But I always say you can never have too much bling. I'm at 368. Now I want to try another one of these shirts to see if it will take on some color, and if so, how much of it. So I have to get me another one and see. I'm sure it would take on dark colors, but it probably won't take on like a yellow or a pink. All right, we at 360. But I wanted to start off with black because I knew it would take on black. We at 355. And I think I'll do it for about 10 seconds just in case I do put on more rhinestones. I don't want to overheat the rhinestones that are already there. So hopefully I won't forget, because sometimes I start talking and I forget. So let's go down. I'm going to go down for 10 seconds and see what that give me. Okay. See if they stuck before I remove it from the heat press. So far, so good. And then if I don't put any more rhinestones, I'll just come and heat these rhinestones for the additional time that it missed. So let me take you back over to my main table. Bring my shirt over. And I'll turn it so that you can see it. How it looks so far. That looks good, just as is. Like I said, I don't have to add any more, but I'm gonna put it on top and just see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, then I'm cool, because I didn't press anything, right? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I think I like that. But I know I ain't gonna feel like putting these rhinestones all around the wings, but have at it. Let me get my chair. How about that? Alrighty. Trying to think, should I put 2 right there? Because that wing is a little, or whether that feather is bigger. It's like 2 feathers in one, so to speak. All right, let go. Okay. Stand up and look at it. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, to the other side, and then that will be it. And hopefully when I put the transfer tape on top, none of these stones won't shift on me. Now I'm glad this is just a little bit. My hats go off to those who do tennis shoes and such and hand placed stones. And you know, we each find our different avenues of what crafts is relaxing or enjoyable. But I wouldn't have the patience for that, because I'm already saying, girl, why did you do this? Because I'm ready for this part to be over. Now, brushing in rhinestones, doing it that way, I can do that. But hand placing them is not my cup of tea. It ain't even a cup at all. But like I said, to each his own. But that's the good thing about crafting. There is so many avenues that we can find joy out of. You just have to find your lane. Okay, let me look at this to make sure everything is how I want it to be. I think I need one right there. Let's see. Look like it's too much space. Okay. Now I'm thinking, do I want to put some on the tail or just leave it for the wings? See, now I done got something started here. Didn't I just say I was already tired of doing this? And sometimes you work on stuff and it's like it's not complete. It's missing something. All right, Sharon, pick it up the right way, because you're knocking these other ones out of place. And we don't want to have to start over. I may have to skip this because the parchment paper not laying down right in that particular area. So it's causing the stones to not lay flat, so to speak. We almost finished. Like I said, pick it up with the tool correctly. Got about 5 more to go. One more. Okay, let me stand up and get a overhead shot. That one flipped over. Okay, that's what I'm gonna roll with. Now let me find a piece of transfer tape that I can put on top. Let me see if this one's big enough. Might need a couple of pieces. I'm gonna have to get another piece because that transfer tape has black ink on it from the sublimation, so I don't want it to get on the shirt. So we are going to get another piece. All right, one more piece. And we be done. Make sure none of these shifted on me. Okay, so I'm gonna take this back to the heat press and I will bring you back for the grand reveal. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I went down at 350 for 15 seconds. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but this tape has ink on it. Typically, you can reuse the tape, but in that case, when you're doing it with sublimation, you can't because the ink is going to get on the tape in future products. So, let me turn the camera around so you can see the shirt in the fullness. If I can get it straight on the table. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Alrighty, that is it. Bye-bye.